For the frozen tundra comes the strongest of competition. It's about to get real from Atlanta, Georgia as the holiday season approaches. Tonight, winter is coming, courtesy of AEW Dynamite for it's Wednesday. You know what that means? The Samoa Studios are back here once again for your continued coverage of the Continental Classic as well as the conclusion of the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. Welcome to our watch-along comedy presentation of Winter is Coming. Welcome to the pre-show discussion. Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Simple Apple Studios. You know what this is. You know who I am. I am the voice of the SRS, the simple man of the simple brand, forever grateful for all things professional wrestling, damn it. With me, as always, is Santa's helper number one. He is the living embodiment of Christmas spirit, the Renegade Wrestling JJ Woods. And thank you all for tuning in once again to the Simple Apple Studios for continued coverage of AEW Dynamite and the Continental Classic across Dynamite's collisions. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Again, you want to dictate the conversation, super chat, simple as that. Tonight we got a hell of a card for you. Gold League action continues as the Pro Star Kyle Fletcher takes on Speedball Mike Bailey one-on-one. Reigning and defending Continental Classic champion Katsuyori Okada will go now up against Jungle Jack Perry since Darby Allin unfortunately had to vacate his spot due to injury and not being medically cleared. Eddie Kingston will get his chance against Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. We got our tornado tag team action ahead with Swerve, Strickland, Hangman, and Page taking on the Ops. Powerhouse Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata. And we won Queens of the Ring for the first time ever for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships as the Babes of Rap, Harley, Canva, and Nightingale take on the Timeless Love Bombs. Timeless Toys Limited Shirakawa to crown the inaugural champions. That and all that and so much more ahead as we bring you our coverage tonight of AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. So first and foremost, JJ, thank you once again for joining us along the call. How are you this evening, my friend?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, cool. I am doing well. I think you know why I'm here. What match
really?
I am here for.
Mr. Indecisive.
Damn right. Damn right. And you're going to have a field day with me for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Damn right.
But you know what? I don't even care. I torment you enough.
That's fair.
You are a good sport about the torture.
I have to be. Someone has to be.
So I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to the torment, but I am here for one reason and one reason alone.
So why don't we go ahead and talk more about how we got to this point, since that is the reason you're here. Because as advocates of women's professional wrestling, folks, and he literally has a favorite on both sides, in case you don't know, these four incredible athletes came together through this tournament to make their way to this finals in the first ever AEW Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. Going through the field of the Sisters of Sin to make it to the finals, as of course Megan Bain and Rachel Fear were found on the naughty list, received a nasty gift from Luther in the form of a shoot to the head and so much more. As Timeless Toys Show and Mina and Shirakawa punched their way to the finals, of course beating Recon Outs Windsor in the opening round as the Babes of Wrath bracket buster, beating Athena and Mercedes Monet, which all led us to glasses of champagne with Toni and Schiavone drinking into this first time ever Titanic Tag Team Clash, where one of these duos will lead the AEW Women's Division as the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Former rivals brought together as, of course, Harley Cameron, one of her very first matches in her career was against Willow Nightingale during the AEW Dark days, when both were literally in the genesis of the AEW career we know them as. Thomas Toni Storm, the most evolutionized character in professional wrestling business and women's wrestling history, some would say. And Mina Shirakawa, everyone wants her, everyone loves her. Former, of course, actress, former Stardom champion, Wonder Stardom champion, as these two have danced, tagged, fought each other, and now have worked together, which brings us to this unique Titanic clash of unorthodox friendships, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, JJ, again, looking at the tail of the tape here, what do you think is the biggest intangibles on both sides going into this match?
Well, I do want to correct you on one thing you said at the outset.
Go for it.
I don't have a favorite on each side.
Oh.
I have a proverbial baby mama on each side. I love all four of these women.
Respect, same.
I am a huge fan of all four of these women.
I think most
No,
people are too.
well,
And
Mina
Simon said,
and
continue.
Willow, Mina and Willow for obvious reasons. Harley, you just can't go wrong with Harley.
You can't.
Wasn't sure
But you
what to
can't.
think about her at first, but once the mini Monet part of her gimmick started to evolve, I really took a liking to Harley. Sure, part of it was probably because I'm so anti Mercedes, but the whole ventriloquism, puppetry aspect, and being a lifelong Muppets fan
Oh,
really
here we go.
connected me to her.
The Muppets connection.
And then Timeless Tony Storm, I will open this up for anybody to come on a stream and debate me. The greatest character in AEW history.
I second that. As an AEW Day One watcher, I second that. Continue.
One of my biggest things about AEW has always been they don't have enough characters, they don't have enough storytelling. Tony Storm is the complete argument against my point. She's one of few exceptions to the rule. But you go back, you look at the Motley Crue rocker Tony Storm that we first got when she debuted, her evolution to the outcast, her evolution to timeless,
Illustrious first.
illustrious to timeless, to now this Carmen San Diego-esque version of timeless that we've been seeing in recent months.
Eleanor. Yeah.
Just this entire spectrum of character. The only person in AEW that even comes close is Jericho with all of his different characters. But Jericho is on his way out.
I would say
Tony
so.
appears to be here for the long haul. So I just had to correct you there because I love all four of these women.
Respect.
That's why this match is so fucking hard for me.
But consider
You
how
know,
special it is.
And there's a couple other teams that were in this too that would have made it hard. The Sisters of Sin. If it was them against either of these two, it would have been difficult.
Yeah.
If it was the Sisters of Sin or the Babes of Wrath versus Bane and Shafir, other bracket wins hands down. I'm not, as much as I love Megan Bane, I wouldn't be picking her and Shafir. I'd be picking the other side, whoever it was. Toni and Mina versus Bane and Shafir, I would have picked Toni and Mina.
Fair enough.
But any combination of the other three teams there would have made this as difficult as this is for me.
And now it's official. And again, you are literally less than 2 hours away from seeing the decision play out.
This, in my opinion, this has to be the main event because we're crowning champions for the first time.
Right.
And then going back to your point and the question that you initially asked me, I think the biggest intangible here is the experience of Toni and Mina. Not necessarily as a unit, because they're still kind of new as a tandem, but just their experience in the business. Harley is still in her infancy as a wrestler.
Correct.
Willow has had a few years' experience, but nowhere near the level of experience as Toni or Mina, let alone both of them combined.
Correct.
So I think that's the biggest intangible. And if you're putting a gun to my head, forcing me to pick, which I know you want to do so badly,
I'm a good simple man. I wouldn't do that to you.
I think because of that, I would go with Willow and Harley for my winners. Because it would be an upset. It would be a Cinderella story. It would be a Christmas miracle, if you will, as we're here promoting Winter is Coming. Harley alone with her evolution this year, going back to that rivalry with Mercedes to where she is now, I feel she kind of deserves a championship as a reward for everything she's done. I feel like Toni and Mina would be okay eating the L because there's bigger and better things coming for them.
Well, considering Thomas Toy Storm, and well said, by the way, JJ. Thomas Toy Storm, record setting 4-time AEW Women's World Champion. Mina Shirakawa, former Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion. Harley Cameron, yet to hold gold in her young career, the youngest competitor in this match from an in ring career perspective, to your point. And Willow Nightingale has been one of the most proverbial accomplished baby faces in the AEW Women's Division since its inception. Former TBS champion, former Drew Strong Women's Champion, former CMLL World Women's Championship challenger, not to mention, of course, former Owen Hart Foundation tournament finalist. And again, her and Harley, they go all the way back to the very beginning of both their careers in AEW when Harley Cameron took Willow Nightingale on during the AEW Dark Days. I sometimes miss that program of exhibition showcases for the next evolution of the business. But either way, it's definitely going to be a unique clash where you lose everything to regain anything. That is the story of Mina Shirakawa and Thomas Storm, to your point, that really developed at Wrestle Dream. So this truly could be a new foundation, or honestly, a nightmare they may never wake up from. And for all we know, it might lead to some more drama in the women's division with those two. Cameron and Will Nightingale goes, smile anyways, as of course I wait for the show to begin, as of course I use HBO Max, folks. I'm pulling for Harley Cameron and Nightingale. We go inside the arena and we got Aubrey Edwards in the ring. Whether it's the main event, whether it's the opener, we are here tonight to witness history for the continued evolution of the AEW Women's Division as we bring you now officially in to Winter is Coming. Hello again, everybody. Noah Foster, Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. We have a stat card here tonight on a show that is sure to follow a lot of surprises as it has in the past. Again, the AEW Men's World Championship will be on the line. Samoa Joe defending against Eddie Kingston. Tornado Tag Team match, Swerve, Strickland, Hangman Page versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata, probably most lethal duel ever. Ahead of going across the pond to Manchester, we'll hear from TNT champion Mark Briscoe ahead of facing Darren Garcia. As the Continental Classic continues, People on My Play goes one-on-one for the first American against the Proto-Star, Kyle Fletcher. We'll see if Kyle Fletcher's streak is broken. And Jungle Jack Perry takes the spot of Darby on the Nice. He takes on reigning and defending Continental Classic champion, the Mecca, Kazuchika Okada. But JJ, ladies first, let's start with some history. And it's time now to crown the inaugural AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath and Tournament Shirakawa. Kick things off!
Pause. I'm still getting the rundown.
As soon as you see Toni Storm, Great Titantron, let me know.
Will do.
All right. And again, folks, thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. You want to dictate the conversation, super chat, or PayPal of Passions. It is truly as simple as that. Oh, baby. This is the number one reason I'm here tonight.
Toni.
All right. Lights.
Put the hat on.
Yep. That being said, okay. JJ, lights, camera, action, championships. It is time for our tournament finals. Justin Roberts, take it away.
Now, I do have a question for you regarding Jack Perry, but we can get to that after this match or when we have a commercial break.
As always, fuck television. Timeless Love Bomb semifinal win over the Mega Promos, Marina Shafir and Megan Bain in a holiday hardcore death match with the return of Lufa Claus, showing who was on the 9 list, delivering a heel to the forehead, of course, of Marina Shafir.
I don't know if it's on purpose or not. Knowing Toni and RJ City, who's been heavily involved in this, it probably is. But this shit has given me Spy versus Spy vibes from the old Mad magazine.
I mean, they got the gloves, they got the matching jackets, the yin and the yang to each other as you get ready to feel the wrath and the overwhelming power of positivity with Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, the Babes of Wrath, the other side of the bracket. Again, folks, this inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Championships Tournament. It started with 8 teams. It went down to 4, and here are your final 2. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, who punched their ticket, beating the Sisters of Sin. That really destroyed everybody's bracket. As Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale are looking to make history tonight, and Harley Cameron is looking to win her first championship in her illustrious young rising wrestling career. And of course, They beat Athena and Mercedes Moné to make their way to the quarterfinals. Harley Cameron, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, the Forever Goddess. And of course, this wasn't originally the plan, as we thought we might get Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron, as Chris Statlander solely focused on the Women's World Championship, but did not let Harley hanging dry. As it seems the paths of Willow and Chris, there may still be a little bit of animosity there, but it looks like they're all a little bit more coexistent. And there you see the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Championships graphic. Aubrey Edwards, our rep for this contest. All women's showcase. Freaking love it. Let's hear it for Aubrey. And the bell rings! And we're on the way, JJ, for history! I was decided to be a fan of AEW Wrestling. Kana will tie up here with Mina Shirakawa and Harley Cameron. As we talked about before, JJ, you talk about the level of experience with all four of these athletes, as AEW Dynamite is the top on the X. Use the hashtag AEW Dynamite, a winner is coming. As of course, winner is coming has led to so many tremendous firsts and moments, including Sting's debut, Ricky Starks and MJF, and tonight we're crowning inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions. You know, it might be cold, but for some reason, Mina Shirakawa can heat up any room. I don't know what it is.
That's like the understatement of the year.
Accurate.
These women can heat up the room.
That's fair. And Harley Cameron, of course, born out of Australia, multiple disciplines, including ventriloquism, a college degree, but wanted to become a professional wrestler. Nice roll through there out of the corner. And oh my, what the I don't know what to call that. All right. I guess Mina wanted to take, I guess Harley wanted to take Mina to Motor City.
There you go.
Spinning Sobot. I mean, I'm just pretty close to Detroit, folks.
Motorboat City.
Motorboat City, Jesus Christ. And oh man, both women down hard. I got a little hot there for a moment.
Easy there, Noah. You're the calm, simple man. You don't get flustered by that type of stuff.
I get flustered by incredible women in wrestling, and I'm looking at my favorite women's division right now, crowning inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. This is my moment here, and oh my. And Toni Storm getting a whiff of
Willow doesn't know what to think about that. Like, it kind of caught her off guard for a second.
Well, let's be honest here. We didn't think about this. Willow Nightingale was not one of the victims during Timeless Toni Storm's run as AEW Women's World Champion in either case. So this is kind of a first one-on-one when you think about it, at least with this inauguration of Toni Storm. We saw what happened when going at Double or Nothing, ended up biting her knee to hold on to the AEW Women's World Championship. Again, Toni Storm is saying four-time AEW Women's World Champion. Willow Nightingale and Toni Storm and Harley Cameron now with the waist lock. And okay, now we got all four bitches brawling. I'm fine with this right now. Breaking down here early, JJ, as expected.
Irish reversal.
Thomas Love Bombs tossed to the wayside on the apron. Harley Cameron used to take Toni and Mina down to the floor. And Harley Cameron setting up with a Nightingale for something big here off the apron. Cannonball senton. You talked about the intangible being the level of experience, not only as competitors, but as a tag team duo. Again, I saw Timeless Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa first team up back last year in October in Stardom. So they definitely have the longer history there of knowing each other as a duo. Nice Cazadora, for the base of ref, gets a 2 count. But we've also seen JJ strange bedfellas, or fellas, I guess in this case, literally hit, out the gate. And so far, the Kevin and Nightingale, I think I've really surprised people in this bracket.
Yeah, no question. I mean, they may seem like strange bedfellows on paper, but they're so similar in their structure as far as their character design.
Right. And a backbreaker over the knee by Thomas Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa going to the other partner, tag made. Now Mina is legal. Mina, like I said, former Mina, Wonder of Stardom Tag Team Champion, Artist of Stardom Champion. Those are the trios titles, by the way, in Stardom, folks. Tag made. And of course, the Glamour. Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa are former Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions. Those titles will be on the line, by the way, at Stardom Dream Kingdom at the end of the year. Good strategy so far. Here we've seen this before, JJ, off the shoulder. Whoa! Then a drop down the cover, hook on the far leg, back press, and a 2 count for Mina.
Nice corkscrew body press assist there.
Yeah, modified tornado off the shoulder of Timeless Tony Storm. We've seen a lot of great innovative offense here on both these duos, despite the short range history of them as tag team competitors. Nice backdrop suplex there by Harley Cameron, making the tag to Willow Nightingale. Willow legal now. Willow, of course, previous participant earlier this year in the CMLL Grand Prix. Taking down Toni Storm, taking down Mina. Now squaring up against both Timeless Lovers here. Oh, man. Laying it in on both these young athletes. The Babe with the Power, as she's known as. The unorthodox Babe with the Power Bomb. Dips out the midsection. The Irish Whip breaks through the banner. And Mina and Toni taking out a double lariat.
You know, what I think would really help solidify
Oh!
Willow as the Babe with the Power as we see her pounce the Timeless one out of the ring.
Period. Continue.
I'd love to see her Dr. Bomb Toni and Mina together.
Oh, Jesus. Stack them up like cornwood. Well, you put a period on the pounds. We see an exclamation point of Willow Nightingale winning. Stay tuned. It's AEW Dynamite. It's coming continues after this commercial break. Or if you're on TBS, Restaurant Quiet Picture in Picture, fuck television. I have seen Willow Nightingale powerbomb two people before, but not like stacked up on top of each other. Like you've seen them modify, electric chair lift, body press hold, double drop down. But I would love to see like the double tier electric chair power bomb sit out. That would be cool.
I think that Toni and Mina are small enough that she could pull it off while still making it look impressive.
I think you got a point there. Just looking at the chat again real quick. Again, thank you everybody that's tuning in. Christopher the Karen's Effect. Good to see you. And also shout out to Bada Man. It's got Toni and Shirakawa winning. Don't care which team wins because they're holding it for the Sisters of Sin. Well, we talk about, again, you set a precipice. You're the inaugural. There'll never be another first. You're the first. But to be the chasers turn into the chased, it's going to be one of those things you got to see which of these duos can handle that pressure based on this result. And I do think Sisters of Sin is a very strong first candidate to be the ones that have the champions in their crosshairs.
But I don't think it's going to be a short-term run either. Like whoever wins tonight, I don't see losing it, barring injury or something, until Double or Nothing.
Wow,
you've gotta establish the inaugural champions and give them a solid run. Revolution is only 3 months. Dynasty is 4. Double or Nothing is May, and that's really the first major pay-per-view of the calendar year. Yes, you can argue Revolution is one of their big 4, but I look at like Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All In Out. Those are like their biggest shows of the year, in my humble opinion. So if you want that would be like losing the tag titles at the Royal Rumble. If we're comparing Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. I think that's fair. Good 5-month run gives a little solidification. We can build to something with Willow and Harley because, again, we've stated numerous times that they were kind of thrown together. So to see them break up and one of them turn on the other, while you don't have to go that route, it would make sense since, the pairing kind of was last minute.
Right.
Same with Toni and Mina. Even though they've got more history and Toni going heel or Mina going heel out of frustration would probably be way more believable, And then you build to Sisters of Sin. You let them, or whoever is going to be the next champion, you let them kind of get that momentum. You build up story. You give title opportunities and number one contenderships. And maybe they just keep getting it snatched away from them by someone else who's younger and hungrier and maybe wants it more until they can finally claw to that spot. You can make a story out of it so that when Sisters of Sin get it, if they are the next person, as Chris says,
keyword if,
then it really feels like they earned it and almost face turns them in the process.
As Willow Nightingale's face got planted into the mat, great disposition and creative storytelling there. Hiring folks in AEW. Tab made a Harley Cameron, tab made Willow Nightingale, running drop kick by Harley Cameron as continuing fast and furious and Mongolian chops right now by the former 4-time AEW Women's World Champion, throwing Harley into Willow. Harley is legal, by the way. Remember, it was Timeless Toni Storm that got the biggest package, DDT, on Harley Cameron to win that fatal 4-way tag team match to earn the stipulation choice against the Mega Problems. And I wouldn't rule out the Mega Problems being the last time you deal with that problem either. Talking about just the System of Sin. Now looking for the crossface chicken wing. Well, Nightingale come to the aid of her partner. And Tab made the Mina Shirakawa. Get to the midsection. And either way, though, JJ, you got to think about whoever holds the gold here are going to have so much confidence going into New Year towards anything. Katsuyori rode through by Mina to Harley Cameron. Now trying to lock Harley in the glamorous figure leg lock. Hooking up Willow. And a total takedown with the DDT wrench of the legs. Great double team maneuver there by Mina Shirakawa. Former Undisputed British Women's Champion, might I add.
Noah, I know you try to contain yourself when it comes to the, for lack of a better term, the sex of the women competitors.
Yes.
If Mina were to win, do you think she would do a Stacy Keibler-esque photo shoot when the damn Dudleys had the tag titles next to a Christmas tree?
No doubt in my mind. And Thomas Toni Storm would literally be her Santa baby. And right now, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron and Toni Storm trying to help each other or hurt each other here, as Harley and Mina are still locked in place. By the way, for those that are wondering, Harley and Mina are still legal. Now, Willow Nightingale tying up the legs of Timeless Toni Storm. I'm not sure what this is supposed to do here. I was saying, we got all 4 women tied up in the middle of the ring. And it's in a ring, folks, not what your mind might be thinking about. I don't know what you call a 4-way. I know a 3-way is a menage a trois, but that's a whole different conversation.
No, a 3-way is just a threesome.
Well, depending on where you are, it's quite more fancier than that. I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you, Steve Harvey, Family Feud. And now Willow and Toni both getting shot by Harley and Mina. Oh, that's headbutt.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
That's one way to give some head for the holidays.
And Sling Blade take down all 4 of these incredible athletes down for now. And we must have a winner here, by the way. And again, folks, stay tuned when we continue the collision courses here at Winners Coming Collision this Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live coast to coast. We will be coming here at the Samoa Studios ahead of John Cena's last match, the Saturday's main event. You will have special guest commentary, by the way, during John Cena's last match. And that announcement will be made later in the week, if not tonight. And right now, we got opposite corners here. Again, I must stress, Harley, Cameron, and Shirakawa, they are the legal women here. Thomas Lovebomb's getting the better. Willow dropped on the apron. And now Thomas Toni Storm coming to the aid of her forever Lovebomb partner, Harley Cameron, in a world of trouble here. Set up for the Russian leg sweep. What is this maneuver? Coming off the top rope! And Toni Storm hooking up Harley. Star 0! Uh-oh. And Mina with the cover. 2. It's not the final count of the set-top breakup. That old sequence right there, mere seconds away from crowning Thomas Love Bombs, the AEW Women's World Champions, JJ. Oh! Good Lord.
Come on, Willow.
And suplex to Toni Storm on the floor, neutralizing her for now. The 2 women that are legal are still in the ring. Harley Cameron and Shirakawa been in this match for a long duration, JJ.
I think they're really trying to prove Harley's mettle here. It's like a final exam for her.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Elbow. Yeah. I'm not sure that rolling elbow, though, was an F or an A for her. Went for the buzzsaw kick, just grazed Harley Cameron's head. Follow-up roundhouse to the shoulder. Harley rocked. Spinning back fist! And Harley Cameron, earlier this year, suffered from a broken nose from the Megacyst. Let's not forget about that. Mina Shirakawa could definitely exploit that injury. But instead, might be looking to put her away with the glamorous Mina driver hoisting up Harley. Oh, wait a minute, Harley. It's a finishing move! It's a finishing move! Tap into Willow! I never thought I would call that. And now Willow with
Dr. Bomb. 1, 2, 3.
We got 2 champions! The Pants of Wrath win! Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron are your inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. What a moment! And Harley, her first accomplishments. That's one heck of an unorthodox duo, JJ, that I don't mind going wild tonight. Congratulations, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. You did it! Oh, that was awesome. I'm very happy. Woo!
Willow's saying first ever, baby, first ever.
Let's go down to Renee Paquette to celebrate with the inaugural champions, the Babes of Wrath. The remarkable Renee Paquette. I'll let you take transcript. Woo! Man. So happy for Harley Cameron, especially. I'd love seeing him first.
Well, now, if Willow can beat Stat, she'd be the first ever Triple Crown.
She'd be the Grand Slam.
Well, there's only 3 titles. You can't, that's not a Grand Slam.
Okay, fair enough.
She's saying she's proud of herself, of course, but she's really proud of Harley.
We got to be proud of Harley. Look how much Harley's grown. Harley's been a breakout star this year, in my
It's
opinion.
been a rough year not knowing who's there for me, but Harley always has been.
They earned it.
Crowd chanting, "You deserve it."
And again, they earn it. Yep. There you go. Celebrate. Babes of Wrath. I know you're going to be saying that all night long, JJ. Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, ladies and gentlemen, are your inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. What a moment here. Kicking Dynamite off with a bang.
Oh.
Wait, whoa. Hold the phone.
Mina looked like she was about to attack Harley.
I mean, you got to respect, though, what was done here. I mean, it was fair and square in the middle of the ring.
Handshakes.
Get to give the people what they want. That's what it's about, damn it. Sportsmanship. I love it.
Mina's trying not to get emotional.
JJ, control yourself, bruv. That's women's professional wrestling, damn it. That's a women's tag team division I'm so far very happy to see a strong genesis of as Mina and Toni leave the ring. Again, congratulations to Harley Cameron with a Nightingale, the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Babes of Wrath are going to make this whole division feel the wrath and happiness. Speaking of Wrath, still to come tonight, tornado tag action. Swerve and Hangman taking on Powerhouse Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata of the Hobbs as Samoa Joe looks to defend the goal and show to Kingston how real he is and why Eddie Kingston will never be nothing more but a bomb as the AEW World Championship on the line. Let's hear from them as we prepare for the rest of the card, but also let's celebrate again. Willow and Harley did it! That is a hell of a foursome. I'm not going to lie, though, seriously. I'm just going to leave this up for now because this just makes me happy. Oh, man. See. JJ, you know as well as I do. When Joe speaks, you listen.
Yep.
The person whose footsteps you followed in, Eddie. What you don't realize is that man's been standing in front of the entire time. This is the real me. I am ruthless by design. I do not care about men like you. Look up to. Was that a wonderful idea? The man's going to beat your ass tonight. Oh, this is the man who's going to show the reality of what this industry is. JJ, why is it when Samoa Joe whispers, he sounds even more terrifying?
Because he is.
Accurate. Okay, anyway, as we got a commercial break, fuck television. One more time. Congratulations to the inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath. Wow. Well, JJ, now we got a moment to breathe and you got a moment to recompose yourself. How are you overall feeling? No more torture. Nothing but grace. It's
I
done.
feel good. I feel
you
good.
Would? You know that you would now?
Yeah.
Look at him. Keep looking at him, folks. That's a happy man. That's a sigh of relief. Let's go ahead as he tries to get our response to look at some of your comments here real quick. Shout out to my friend Sandy. Always following along. Since watching the wild thing way upstairs, mom said I was over dramatic on seeing the smallest things. When I told them that Noah was more dramatic. Dramatic, passionate, you tell me. If I could ever call a match from Marmanello, I would. Damn it. Thank you, JJ. That's the picture that we need. Ladies and gentlemen, again, your inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. Oh, that is a beautiful sight. Congratulations again to Harley winning her first championship. That's even more, in my opinion. And it looks like she's actually considering this to be a big upset. JJ, what are your thoughts on that?
Like I said when we were discussing it, on paper, it's definitely an upset because Toni and Mina have the years of wrestling experience.
Looks like DJ beat you to the punch the inaugural of the tournament. Shout out to Rock and Ropes.
So definitely it's an upset. But it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter what you think because you can't go wrong either way. Apparently,
exactly.
Nick said Mina and the Harley. So that wasn't even a team to begin with. But Mina and Harley, I mean, they faced each other before. They could probably be a duo. I wouldn't be surprised to see these four get together at some point again. Let's not forget, they were on the same team during the AEW Women's Blood and Guts. By the way, that match was fucking incredible.
I totally expect them to run it back at World's End.
Yeah. Oh, World's End? Really?
Think about it. It's in a couple of weeks. Got to have a tag title match on the pay-per-view if you really want to help establish it as a championship.
I guess that's true.
2 weeks isn't really enough time to build a story for another challenger.
Right.
So run it back. Then you get Toni and Mina on the pay-per-view. You keep them out of singles competition for the world title against Stat. You open Stat up for whoever else.
Jamie Hayter, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, somebody.
So I think that's the way to go. And like I said, if Willow can win the world title, she will be the first ever women's Triple Crown champion. Stat was the first to win the TBS and the world title.
Correct.
But now there's tag titles. So she has to get those to be Triple Crown. Willow's been TBS and the inaugural tag. So storyline dictating, if she beats Stat, because there's still unfinished business there, she would be the first Triple Crown.
Well, you're talking about time and storylines. John Moxley is trying to outrun Father Time as John Moxley has a horrible Continental Classic, but is not looking at the losses. He's looking forward towards what he calls the inevitable challenges. Talk about if you're not willing to work. The hungriest individuals in professional wrestling. That's why we are the hardest working. Well, your hard work is definitely violent, but I don't know if that dictates the hardest work, but it definitely has paid and mixed results. We choose to win. I understand having a different mentality for the business, but at the end of the day, this business, at least in AEW, in my opinion, much more about wins and losses. And Darren Garcia has a huge chance this Saturday to take the TNT Championship from Mark Briscoe. And both those men are hardworking and violent, although one's far more technical than the other. So I don't know. That match has me split both ways. That being said, time to talk about more of the Continental Classic as we go into the Gold League. Tarzan Boy 9 copyright. Time for Red Mecha! Kazuchika Okada versus Jungle Jack Perry. Again, for those that are wondering that have been following the Continental Classic up to this point, Darby Allin unfortunately suffered apparently a sustained injury that the medical did not clear him for the duration of this tournament. So he has been relinquished of his spot, meaning Jungle Jack Perry has been put in now as a wild card, which changed the entire dynamic of the field. As of course, you now look at this field, none of these men knew they had Jungle Jack Perry waiting for them. He also does take Darby Allin's score. So no one gets a bye here. They have to go for Jungle Jack Perry in place of Darby Allin. That's got to change some of these folks' mentalities. We go down to Renee Paquette here to bring more of the tail of the tape.
See, that was going to be my question is, does Jack get Darby's points, or does Jack have to rematch against whoever Darby fought to see if he gets points or not? But you just clarified that. So,
yep. And as
because
you see,
that was going to be my question, because Jack Perry, I don't think it's fair that he inherits Darby's points when he didn't fight Kevin Knight.
Well, if you choose
Jack and Kevin Knight might be a different result than Kevin Knight and Darby was.
To be fair, JJ, that match still could happen if we have a unique tiebreaker scenario. But if anyone needs to win right now against anybody, it's the reigning and defending, arguably best tournament wrestler of the modern era, Rainmaker and Continental Champion, AEW Unified Champion, Kazuchika Okada, who, if he wins this round-robin tournament, he will surpass Mr. August, Masahiro Chono, for 6 round-robin tournament wins, not to mention make history winning 2 consecutive Continental Classics. Of course, Okada, to many people, probably were surprised, started off, as you can see, with a loss against the Protostar Kyle Fletcher, a man that already has a win on him from last year's Continental Classic tournament. Getting his first 3 points against the Bastard Pac, and of course, Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, they were once on the same side, known as the Elite, wanting to change the world and take Tony Khan out. Boy, how time changes after a year. And again, for those that are wondering about these matches, they are pure one-on-one contests. There is a 20-minute time limit, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. Everyone is banned from ringside. If anyone gets involved, they are fired from AEW. As you see Don Callis on commentary, rooting on his proverbial golden goose, I'm being perfectly honest here, JJ.
Or is he? Or is he the golden goose anymore with Kyle Fletcher, with Konosuke Takeshita?
The jury is out. That's a fair point as well.
Jack Perry coming in hard and heavy, taking it to the Rainmaker in the early going.
Well, I mean, when you get a low blow, you're going to try and get payback. Let's not forget, he got low blown instead of his dinosaur by Okada last week on Dynamite.
Aubrey refereeing this match again. Back-to-back work for Aubrey Edwards.
One of the hardest working individuals in and out of the ring, lover of small creatures. Nice takeaway to here is by Jungle Jack Perry, and Jack Perry with the top bag suits to the outside. Jack coming out of the gates hot here, to your point. Jungle Jack Perry, not Jungle Boy Jack Perry, folks. Jungle Jack Perry, a hybrid of what he once was, the worst and the best. Nice Irish whip there. First ever one-on-one encounter, by the way, with Kazuchika Okada and Jungle Jack Perry. Jack Perry, former TNT champion, former AEW World Tag Team champion, the Irish Whip, former FTW champion by Okada. Of course, Okada, one of the strongest mental games in the business, working smarter and not harder. And dang! Oh, man! Huge drop kick, though, and Jack Perry might have extended his angle there, JJ.
Could have.
We talked about before how easy it is to tweak your leg when it comes to those type of high-risk moves based on the landing or execution. You get ill for an injury during this Roman tournament cover, but Jack Perry gets a 2 count. Jack Perry has 4 tournament matches left, by the way. Kazuchika Okada, after this, will only have 2 tournament matches left. And Konosuke Takeshita already has surpassed him as a block leader in the Blue League, JJ. To your point earlier about who truly is Don Callis' crown jewel. Man, December is always an incredible month for AEW with the Continental Classic, and the chorus culminates at World's End. Night flying elbow into the cover, hook on the far leg, and a 2 count. Kazuchika Okada, of course, who beat Ricochet and Will Ospreay on his way to the finals last year, winning the Continental Classic at World's End. With his only loss being to Kyle Fletcher and its only draw to Daniel Garcia. So far, there have been no draws in this year's Continental Classic tournament. Jack Perry trying to take the eye out. Meanwhile, drop kick! Oh, man! To the floor. Good Lord. Awkward landing again as he grabs that ankle. Shuji Okada with a treasure cat smile. Yeah, imagine Jack Perry getting injured here and getting taken out immediately following this. What do you do then?
Another alternate, but who?
I guess that's a question for higher ups. Again, look at this drop kick and watch Jack Perry's landing. Yeesh.
Yeah, I'd maybe throw in one of the people you just mentioned and throw Ricochet in here.
Well, I mean, he's busy with the AEW National Championship, coming off 2 defenses, one in Ring of Honor, one the second day, of course, at Collision. Same back-to-back residents, of course, at GalaxyCon, Columbus, Ohio. A shout out to my fellow Ohio All Elite fan base. Hard Irish whip over the barricade into the All Elite fleet. Goes Jack Perry. And countouts do matter here. 10 count on the outside of the ring. Guy seems very comfortable right now in where he is currently during this match. He's coming into the start of this tournament with a goose egg, recovering after his win against the Bastard Pack. Now 2-0 against him since that AEW Dynasty match last year. Now Hook in, Jack Perry. Uh-oh. DDT! Draping DDT from the barricade. Perry's in a world of trouble as Okada looks to pass the Pro Star in the entire field. Will he make Jack Perry his bitch? Stay tuned after this commercial break. Fuck television. And of course, in the Blue League, as I said earlier, this past Saturday on Collision, Kenosis de Kashka went up to 6. While Clark Noli lost to Mascara Dorada and stayed at the 6. Could have took the lead, actually. And of course, John Moxley lost Kenosuke for the first time, stays at 3. Roderick Strong is still 0 after Orange Cassidy beat him, as Orange Cassidy also earned his first 3. So it's still a dead heat across both blocks. Again, folks, the top person with the gold faced the red with the blue. The top person with the blue faced the red with the gold. Both those matches will take place at World's End and will culminate the same night with our finals, crowning this year's Continental Classic champion. And of course, we'll be covering that here at the Simple Live Studio, December 27th, that and so much more with GCW, WWE, and so much to come here out and out of that, including Holiday Festival shenanigans, led by Rankin Wrestling JJ Woods. Again, folks, we are your one-stop spot for all the coverage across all things wrestling. Shout out to W fam, this is your first time tuning in as we cover the biggest shows, specials, pay-per-views, PLEs for WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH, TNA, and other promotions including not limited to HLG and GCW and JCW. Of course, JJ recently went to a GCW show. There's a lot on the tablet here in December besides the Continental Classic that we are covering in full, so please stay tuned.
See.
Real quick. See. Dun, 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 dun. And again, I mean, do I need to say anything? JJ, you can talk just simply about what this means and what we're doing following his last match at Saturday's main event against the Lean General Goofer. I mean, the thumbnail speaks for itself, folks.
Yeah, I mean, this week's shenanigans is going to be straight up a Cena tribute. You know, we're going to be talking about favorite matches. We'll even dive into some of Cena's movies for those, unlike Noah, that have actually watched him.
When I was once a wee lad.
Once a wee lad, but yeah, you did.
I did watch one movie. Only one movie with him in it. It was the original Marine. Never watched anything else after that. So I did see one thing. Me and my mom watched that. Continue, though.
But, you know, movies, moments, promos, matches, the whole 9.
Always got to give me with the movies things. Always got to give me with the
movies. Of course I do. And then the week after.
Oh, bloody hell. What the hell? What sort of thumbnail is this? JJ! Well, anyway, while JJ right now is putting everything he wants underneath the proverbial Christmas tree, Kazuchika Okada is looking to put his foot through the face of Jungle Jack Perry as we can return back here.
I tried to pick a woman to represent each of us, okay?
Under pressure.
You've got Trish for Jeff.
Of course.
You've got Tiffany Nieves for Walter.
Of course.
Natalia Markova for James.
Of course.
Mina for you. And I took Stephanie Vakir. I wanted Willow, but the one I found of Willow, part of her body was getting erased when I tried to turn it into a PNG. So it wasn't looking right. So I found that one of Stephanie Vakir and I rolled with it.
All right. Well, fair enough. And I can respect that.
And then you got to have Santa Claus in the background overlooking everything.
course, it had to be McFoley because he's the embodiment of the Christmas spirit, as the spirit of Jack Perry's wavering right now. There you, of course, in the standings, folks, by the way, for the Gold League and the Continental Classic. And the Blue League, of course, leaders right now. Oh, God! What a lariat! Cano's going to catch Gan Klaus Noli tied at the top of the block at 6, while John Moxley, Mascara Dorada, and Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy are all at 3. Roderick Strong is the only one in the Blue League with a goose egg after 2 matches. And Jack Perry might remain there if he doesn't overcome the Rainmaker. And right now, you hear Aubrey Everett starting her standing 10 count as Don Callis. Again, F Don Callis. You all know the chant, folks. Back elbow strike. Elbow shiver. Follow-up knife-ish chop. Great offensive fury here by Jack Perry, trying to mount a comeback here. Out of the corner. Oh, wow. Up and over. Mikado Kata down the German. Tremendous recovery there by Jungle Jack Perry. Jack Perry looking for his jungle roar right now. And Okada slow to stir. Take a look at the replay here, JJ. Almost lost his footing there. Sidestepping Okada, sort of. And then clutching him with a deadlift German. Cover! Kick at 2. Very good adaptation here by Jungle Jack Perry. Of course, you need that dab when you're facing Kazuchika Okada, especially when he's fueled by freaking miscellaneous shenanigans, courtesy of Don Callis. Big boot by the Rainmaker, putting every young kid in its place since freaking Kato Kiyomiya and New Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah. Backbreaker over the leg. You see above your screen the rest of the schedule for the Continental Classic, AEW Dynamite 34th Street, Christmas Collision, Holiday Bash, and of course World's End will culminate it December 27th. Scoop Slam by Okada, now looking to send the ropes. And Okada might be looking for that elbow drop to the heart. And cameraman, get ready for my wide shot from Atlanta, Georgia. Fuck you. Shaking bastard. Freaking Okada. Beach. Okada pulling up Jack Perry, wrist control. Whoop, Jack Perry doesn't underneath. Looking at Okada for the poison round. Okada scouting it. Rebound the ropes. Drop kick up and over goes Jack Perry. The forward force of Okada's drop kick. And now the rip. Jack Perry scouting again. Catch him with a super kick. Now hooking Okada. The poison Rana. Reverse Hurricane Rana by Jungle Jack Perry. Looking to send Okada's hopes of winning to extinction. Running knee strike connections to have the cover too. No! So close. So damn close. Wow. For somebody that's put into the Continental Classic for the first time ever impromptu, let alone his first time one with the Rainmaker, Jack Perry bringing it tonight. That winner is coming. Crowd chant, this is awesome, and I agree. Of course, the Gold League has to prepare for Jungle Jack Perry. They can use this match as scouting. Now, Okada, this is something rare you don't see. Okada trapped in submission. And now looking for the STF. Okada biting the wrist, though, of Jack Perry. Remember, Jack Perry bit the middle finger of Kazuchika Okada, so I guess that's karma. Great receipt there by Okada.
See, we call that a bitch move.
Well, how about that? Oh my God! And biting the inside of the hamstring. I hope that was what that was. Of the Rainmaker. And now the schoolboy roll up by Jack Perry too. No. And now once again, trapped in the STF, got firmly locked in. Brian very unorthodoxly surprised there by the unorthodox nature of Jack Perry. Will Kazuchika Okada tapper force his way to the rope break. Okada on the verge of tapping. Haven't seen Okada tap since he tapped to one-arm Bryan Danielson, of course, at the Forbidden Door. And you see right now, Okada just trying to find some sort of reprieve on the outside or maybe cause disqualification. Again, Jack Perry knows he can't use that. Cannot go back to his dark ways of his past or he will risk losing this match. Disqualification does count.
Yeah, see, and if Okada had tapped, then a strong argument could be made that Perry should get a redo in that Kevin Knight match with Darby having been eliminated.
Oh! Well, about to
Because
say,
who would have thought that Jack Perry would beat Okada?
I mean, if you're using the same move as Brian Danielson, the same technique, I mean, the jury is out hunting ghosts of Okada's past. I mean, again, Rainmaker, swing and miss. Dropkick scouted by Jack Perry, surviving the short range Rainmaker. Looking once again for that running knee strike. Okada catching him, though. Arrow explosion! And now Okada with wrist control. Rainmaker! Cover! 2. Okada goes to 6. Bitch. Kazuchika Okada fought hard for that one and may have had to rearrange a little bit below the belt to get there. Let's take a look at the updated leaderboard there. There you see it, folks. Okada's up to 6 after 3 of his 5 matches. And Jack Perry is so far 0-2 with 3 matches to go, as you see the prize at hand to win the Continental Championship. But of course, Kyle Fletcher was already at 6. He has the potential to lead the block tonight if Speedball My Billy does not play spoiler. And there you see Don Callis calling in the oddities, the Don Callis family with $1 million in hand on the duffel bags. Why are we giving Don Callis a microphone? Why are we doing this? You should be doing this before the show, not during airtime. Oh, God. Can someone please mute his mic like I can mute my TV?
No.
Damn it.
Because you know what, Noah? Like it or not, want to admit it or not, Don Callis, next to Paul Heyman, is the best manager on wrestling television today.
I'll give you that. Don Callis and Japan, fantastic wrestling match.
Is he going to try to get Jack Perry to join the Don Callis family?
That'd be ridiculous. Get the Bucks. I mean, now let's try to. Performance tonight. Maybe I try to get that money around town. JJ, I hate you, Nostradamus. Don't you do it. Don't you freaking do it. And shout out to the Yoga Sports Entertainment Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Happy winter break. Happy winter is coming. Lack focus and lack direction. You have a team of athletes ready to support you. I'm offering you a spot. The Don Callis family.
But Sandy, I'm not talking about all time. I'm talking about current.
Modern. Yeah, about to say, go in a day.
You could turn on a television any day of the week and see a manager. Callis and Heyman, honestly, are the only two I really can even think of.
Legit, I think you're right, JJ. There's no one else.
I mean, you got the Sinister Minister, Father James Mitchell, and NWA still. There's still some managers over there, but how many people watch it on a consistent basis?
Kids, that's not enough for you. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Someone's saying the best opportunity ever. I need an answer. Jack, remember one thing. There's some of us, and there's one of you. If you don't give an answer, I'm going to cut your strings and put you in a chair. JJ, I sense beatdown imminent.
I sense a dinosaur.
I sense a cleaner. I hear the battle cry warming up.
Nah, I think we need the dragon dagger.
Yeah, you need something.
Something.
It looks like for the second time tonight. I might bite off a little more than two. Oh, Jack Perry! What the hell are you thinking? He brainmarked David, but it's still 6-on-1. And Don Callis right now trying to get out of harm's way. Oh, boy.
Tarzan boys playing. Here comes the boys dinosaur.
That's fair.
Dun, dun,
It's still the numbers game, though, JJ. Look at that.
Okay,
right now
where's the elite?
I don't know. Wait a minute. Who's
right that? There.
Oh, man, the Jets with chairs. Oh, man. The reinforcements arriving. Bandit Jackson with equalizers coming to the air. Can't believe I'm saying that. Jungle Jack Perry and Luchasaurus now got Hechicero and Claude Guzzo. Double choke slam by Luchasaurus and Okada. Well. Don't this look different?
BTE trigger.
Payback is a bitch. BTE trigger for Okada and Don Callis with the money in. Don Callis, you can't pay your way out of this. Finding himself between a rock and a hard place. This is the moment that Don Callis officially fucked up. Trying to pay off the Young Bucks. And Kanosuke took the Super Kick Party bullet. Wow. And Luchasaurus choke slam to the right-hand man, Rocky Romero. And look at the rest of the Don Callis family scurrying away like the rats they are. What does that tell you, JJ? Kano's going to catch up protecting Don Callis. Either way, it looks like
weird. It feels weird to see Jack Perry back with the Young Bucks,
right?
And they're all baby faces.
Well, have to go backstage to the conglomeration with the brand new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. What a happy day for this unique family.
Except for Roddy. Roddy refuses to conglomerate.
Well, he says he's not part of the conglomeration, but Orange Cassidy also beat him this past Saturday. Oh, look at that. It's a celebration backstage. Mascara Dorada, timeless love bombs. It's going to be a great night for the
Fed wishes this was 2002, 2003, and we'd get some HLA out of that.
Well, while you got that, we got Stat, who dropped Mercedes on her head and proved Stat where it's at as we look towards the AEW Women's World Champion and the downfall lately of the CEO who lost her Ring of Honor Women's World Television title to a very fired up Red Velvet that stirred a whole new recipe for success. Shock of the world. Friday night. And Layla Gray, of course, was looking to take advantage of that as Mercedes when they dropped that baddie to hold on to the crown jewel of her portfolio, the TBS Championship, with a low blow to Christopher Daniels.
So let me ask you this, Noah. Do you feel that this is the beginning of the end for Mercedes?
Well, I would like to think that the descent into madness starts with insanity, and I think Mercedes Moné is literally falling apart at the seams. As we hear from Mark Briscoe next, fuck television. I would say yes, and of course, I know she's got a couple of time matches coming up, including the Repro Undisputed British Women's Heavyweight Championship, the second longest title that she held, against former Progress Women's Champion Rico, coming up very soon in Repro. If she loses that, I think that Mercedes Moné is in for a very, very non-Merry Christmas. All right. After got a moment to breathe again, just to bring me up to speed. I did not beat the graphic yet. I'll work on that in a moment. Suchko and Kyle at 6. Speed on my belly, 0. Kyle Fletcher at 6. Could go to 9 to lead the block tonight. Speed versus Kyle Fletcher still to come. Kevin Knight at 3. Hack at 3. Jack Perry at 0. Jack Perry has 3 matches left. Kazuchika Okada has 2 matches left. And of course, in the Blue League, as I saw Kano through the catch, got to take a bullet for freaking Don Callis. That was very interesting. John Moxley is at 3 with 3 matches left. Claudio Castagnoli at 6 with 2 matches left. Kano's going to catch guy at 6, tied with Claudio Castagnoli with 3 matches left, including against Claudio. Roderick Strong, goose egg, but can play spoiler and don't count him out because Eddie Kingston came from a 0-2 deficit to win his entire league. Because Mascara Dorada at 3 points, 3 matches left. Precious Green Jones Cassidy also at 3 points with 3 matches left. Still anybody's ball game here to be the front runner and the runner up to punch the world's end to try and win the Continental Classic. Well, as we got a moment to breathe, let's go ahead and take a look at some comments here. Again, shout out to Brothers BKL Sports Entertainment Show for dropping by and tuning in. And spoiler alert, the trend's been set. Again, my stream is a little faster than yours. We saw that, so thank you, Sandy. It's all good. Again, we're pretty much right here in sync, having a good old time, jolly old time. Safet saying also, very interesting. Whenever someone takes the blow for another, most times equals a face turn. Kenoza Takeshita totally took the blow meant for Don Callis. And apparently, there might be a little bit more to that summit that we talked about, JJ. And as far as Mercedes Monet, yeah, he wishes that's happening to her too. But he also thinks the Mercedes is obligated for a rematch. Again, Safet, how much did the title matter versus the moment? She has 12 championships, including the most important one, the TBS title. I don't think she gives a damn if she holds that title again. She wants to make sure she holds on to everything she has now, particularly the TBS championship. Because the day Mercedes loses the TBS title is the day you see the last of the CEO, in my opinion. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
See, I feel like, and I can't believe I'm saying this because you know how much I loathe Mercedes.
Yes.
I feel like she should have held the Ring of Honor TV title just a little bit longer. Because if there was ever going to be another push to try to get Ring of Honor on an actual television station, especially now with the announcement of TNA Impact coming to AMC, Mercedes Moné as their TV champion would have been the way to help push for it. And then you have her lose the title at the pay-per-view after they get on TV.
Right.
Get the TV deal, have her on TV for a couple of weeks to help establish the company on television, and then get it off her maybe Death Before Dishonor.
Of course, talking about all the emotions Mercedes Moné's face. What about the emotions that Kingston has his whole life?
And here's another guy that I can't stand, but mad props for the DMX shirt.
I'll get more into this right now. First review, look. Joe, I know you're watching. Hope you're not tripping on that. Your homie's a hook. You're gonna have to fight your life, dog. Ain't going down easy, dog.
It's gonna give it to you.
Well, Eddie Kingston looking to give the fight of his life tonight. Meanwhile, Toy Giovanni, the man that's been in the business for 50 years, let's go down the ring to him and see what's next. As we welcome in the face of TNT, Mark Briscoe. It's not an AEW Dynamite show without this man giving me something to give me something to pontificate about, or a word of the day that may have more symbols than needed. Mark Briscoe, of course, the new TNT champion who man up, boy, dropping Kyle Fletcher on his head, looking to give Dan Garcia a Death Rider ass whooping in Cardiff, Wales this Saturday as we go coast to coast for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark Briscoe's first title defense against a former TNT champion. And a man he's also shared wins with against in the Continental Classic. He beat Dan Garcia in last year's Continental Classic. And again, the beauty of this starts prior to Saturday's main event. So we're covering both shows, folks. You got a triple feature of content coming on Saturday. All right, let's hear from Toni Giovanni and Mark Briscoe. This is a happy moment.
It does. What time does it air on Saturday?
4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Toni Giovanni, you know,
I was unaware of that, so I had set it up for Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't know. I knew it was in Wales, but I figured it was going to air at its normal time. I didn't know they were going to air it earlier, so I'll make the edit so that it can actually go live at the normal time.
There you go, just for proof, JJ.
Okay, I do have the graphics. I didn't even pay any attention.
Nice. All right, let's listen to Mark Briscoe.
I will let you pontificate with Mark Briscoe, and I'm going to go grab myself another tasty beverage.
Okay. Got this little shining bear on my shoulder. Now, the doubters that you do out there, but respectfully, very clear, concise message. And that is, that y'all can kiss my big white ass. I freaking love Mark Briscoe. Fuck the doubters. Now. We got a big white ass chant, folks. Big white ass chant trending worldwide. Now it's one to become a champion. It's an honor to reign and defend and to stay a champion. So that starts Saturday afternoon on TNT. With my target, Stan Garcia. And damn it. Buzzkill. That voice is the voice of Scrappy Shih Tzu Willow Yuta. So you guys saying epitome of low-hanging fruit as Wheeler is being booed out of the building. And there's the most lethal woman in AEW, Marina Shafir, the only Death Rider I care about, not named John Moxley or Carl Castanelli. And Pac's also good too. Willow Yuta escorted by Dan Garcia. Willow Yuta saying that Mark presents a male comparison to one of the chickens he farms. After Yuta chance running out. Okay, let me hurtful thing says I could probably say about Mark too. Now Dan Garcia with the mic. But I'm not going to say nothing because Mark, Phil, it's kind of bad for you, man. Everything about you just seems kind of sad. Dan Garcia, have you looked in the mirror lately? What's going to be more sad? When I beat you on Saturday, and I become a 2-time TNT champion. You have for your family, from your own bank. Now, Danny boy, Saturday on TNT. You got Aspen coming your way, son. But tonight, and right now, we just thought we'd be on TBS. It would be a damn shame if I prive the fields of fine folks of that junior. Ass whooping right here, right for the beacon. You feeling brave, son? Make your move. All right, well, he swept the mic, so there's the first move. And pie wash. Oh, the big right! Just clocked Dan Garcia. Mark Briscoe fired up. And now Yuta and Shafir trying to hold off Garcia. As we all want to see these two just lock up here. Garcia having to be held back right now by Willow Yuta and Maria Shafir, holding them back till Saturday in Cardiff, Wales. Again, folks, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be covering it live. AEW Collision winner is coming from Cardiff, Wales. Mark Briscoe, Daniel Garcia, TNT title. As Brian Danielson, who wants to endorse Darren Garcia in a higher regard above him with a Yuta for his technical prowess. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on backstage? Oh, my word. What the hell? The Triangle of Madness and again attacking local talent. Same what we saw on Saturday. Oh, and Stan she's at. Back on Saturday, she appeared. Trying to call it was a champion, but it's still 3-on-1. Oh, just brain sky blue that chair. Oh, yeah, right, bitches. Well, wow, Chris Statlander, not afraid of any spider, as Chris Statlander and Jamie Hitter look to square up and kick some spooky bitches' ass this Saturday in Cardiff, Wales on Collision. Sister Sin running for the hills for now, while the Ops are running towards the ring, preparing for tag team action. As we get ready for this Tornado tag team match. Hello, JJ. Again,
check.
Yep, I can hear you. Stat dad's where it's at, damn it. Don't you mess with stat unless you are willing to fight.
Meh.
Katsuyori, Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs being escorted by the Ops Dojo. Statler is more legitimate than Jade Cargill at this point, considering she actually has competition and can fight. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation for another day. Stay tuned with the state of women's wrestling on a different conversation of Saturday Shenanigans, folks, down the line. Saturday Shenanigans, your weekly moderate conversation of wrestling madness, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday nights. And you see, of course, this tornado tag team match as Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland looking to pick a fight against the Ops to try and punch the ticket close to Samoa Joe in the World Championship. Cowboy Shiznak about to be unleashed tonight, and this is a tornado attack, meaning tags are not required, JJ. Anything goes. This is going to be fun. And Hangman Page.
With the steel chain.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he's not coming out for the entrance either. He's coming out for the fans. Swerve's house! A shout out to Wu-Tang Clan, by the way, who collaborated on Swerve's theme. Whose house is it? Whose house is it? Prince Nana is the gift that keeps on giving, and Swerve Strickland might be the nightmare that keeps on living. Swerve Strickland also with a chain in hand. Again, Swerve Strickland and Page, they literally have been chained by circumstance. 2 years of lethal combat, putting that behind them at All In a sit-down where Swerve came to Hangman's aid during the Texas Death Match to liberate the AEW Men's World Championship. And Shibata and Hobbs are sending the Ops Dojo into the audience to try and fend off Hangman and Swerve. Yeah, like that's actually going to work. Oh, God! And again, the champion's around Heyman's fist and also Swerve with a staple gun. You're going to need an actual militia to hold out Swerve from Heyman and Page. And the Ops Dojo right now, the latest victims of Swerve and Heyman's newfound vendetta against Samoa Joe in the Men's World Championship. Swerve being Joe's undoing, creating his own dynasty. Heyman and Swerve right now, oh boy. And Shibata, I don't know if Shibata knows how to mess with a staple gun. Right now, Swerve Shibata up in the stands here. And apparently that Ops person on the wrong end of a staple gun here. And that one getting a staple to the forehead. Nice block position, though, there. And Hobbs, of course, sent by in the hospital. Nice split cam view here. Against Heyman in a Falls Count Anywhere match as this fire has been taken to the people. About I guess, did the bell even ring? I don't know if the bell rang. Well, I guess technically I don't see no referee, so the match has not officially begun, by the way, folks. I just want to clarify. As they're fighting in the concourse. Well, hey, man, I mean, hey, he's right there where he needs to drink, so there you go. And Swerve and Heyman went, chill! Well, there goes the Christmas tree. Not the gift Hobbs was looking for this holiday season, I don't think. Oh, whoa! Right into Hangman's. And this match again has now officially begun as Swerve and Shibata are fighting in the concourse. The Hobbs just broke a tree in half. That's naughty. Paul Turner trying to get these men in the ring. Good luck with that. And I think that's that merch stand. And now Heyman's got Hobbs up. Deathmatch right after a table. I'll say anyone will pay that man a beer. Who said you can't drink while on the job? Take a little refreshing break like JJ did, as JJ always ready. Meanwhile, Shibata and Swerve are battling in front of the merchandise stand. That audience got a hell of a seat watching this combat. I love how immersive AEW is. Swerve right now, and Shibata looking for a bit of a run-up. Uh-oh. Here they go, steaming. They go, oh! Kick right to the chest of Swerve Strickland, who falls hard on his back on the concrete. Let's not forget Swerve coming back from a recent ankle injury. It's not a freaking concession stand brawl, but it's a fight, and it will continue on Dynamite as we go to full commercial break. Foot television. Where's Jeff Jarrett when I need him? Good grief. Oh, well, that was a fun little way to get to a commercial break. I mean, again, we're looking at towards Strickland going after Samoa Joe again, being his undoing. Hangman Page, previous AEW Men's World Champion, lost to Samoa Joe inside steel cage thanks to that orchestrated plan by Hook and the Ops. Why, of course, Samoa Joe prepares for the main event tonight of Dynamite, I imagine, defending the AEW Men's World Championship against Eddie Kingston. Again, folks, as JD and I were talking about earlier, we will be back this Saturday covering AEW Collision live ahead of Saturday night's main event with John Cena's final match. Already on the card, Mark Briscoe will defend the title against Daniel Garcia, TNT Championship, and Chris Statlander, who put those spooky bitches and Fekla in their place, let them running hide with their tail between their legs. Jamie Hare and Chris Statlander team up against the Sisters of Sins. That and so much more this coming Saturday on Collision. As we got a commercial break, fuck television. Hey, JJ, you got your refreshing beverage, by the way, in order, sir? You seem nice and laid back.
Yes, I did. I got me my Faygo cotton candy here.
Yeah, I got my Mountain Dew Code Red. You might want to call Code Red based on what Heyman and Swerve are doing out here, because daggum. What? Oh, by the way, special programming note. The Simmons brands in collaboration with the Pappelallee Studios in conjunction with Cindy Benedicti and the No DQ Predictions League, but stay tuned with some special projects I'm doing regarding John Cena's final match with friends of the Pappelallee Studios starting tonight. You will see the first upload tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Very interesting.
And, of course, shout out to the friends, of course, the Pappelallee Studios. Of course, we are brought to you here out of a continued passion for professional wrestling. Damn it. If you haven't already, subscribe today to the Rage of Wrestling Walter Cruz on the YouTube. You see the man with the holiday cheer. Bring a smile into his life. Be on the nice list. Don't be naughty. Subscribe today to Castle 18 Studios for all your fantastic, I saw that, movie reviews, Christmas holiday cheer, and songs to tell you a story and so much more, too. Follow, of course, if you wish to. I'm barely social as it is, but if you want to find me to be part of predictions or just try and see if I actually engage with you. And Fox 1916 on the X and on YouTube. Don't be a dickhead. Subscribe today to Batty for Wrestling for all your New Japan and pop culture references you can handle. Again, our Canadian friend Ash. Subscribe today, Batty for Wrestling. The Jeff Meacham Network, when it's relaunched next year. Again, subscribe to Jeff motherfucking Meacham here on YouTube and stay tuned for more on that. And again, you can find all of us underneath the umbrella of the Pappelallee Studios at SRS Studios 2024 on the X and in and out of here on our respective platforms on YouTube. As James Hebert and the Bell has found they've wrong here, you can see him editing not only this year, but last year's Saturday Shenanigans Highlight Summit. Good luck on that, bruv. Follow him, Jake Hebert's side 95, as always. That's really cool and dumb things on the internet. Speaking of dumb things, that was done by Hangman being in oncoming traffic against Hobbs, as Hobbs just ran him over like a freight truck. I'm feeling very mighty. Speaking of mighty, subscribe today to Rage of Wrestling. Man, it's wrestling time. Shout out to Datilla. She'll be on my next simple session here very soon in the near future. I'm Mighty Morphin Pink Power Ranger here at the Pappelallee Studios. You saw him earlier, give his prediction that came to fruition for the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament. Follow him, causing chaos in and out of the X on Spaces at Rockin' Ropes. Follow DJ and, of course, his friend and Hannibal and so much more today at Rockin' Ropes. As we return back to action on AEW Dynamite tonight. And shout out to the Wrestling Collective. As you see right now, AEW Dynamite is trending on the X, the conversation piece of the night. I've heard people throw a shoe but never throw a tree. I'm just saying. And right now, Shibata and Hobbs in full control, isolated with him and Page in the ring after dropping Swerve Strickland, jaw first across the barricade in the timekeeper's area.
He's clear and he's ready to fight tonight.
And right now, double suplex to the former AEW Men's World Champion. Oof. That back has been heavily banged up and warped ever since the Warwick Kyle Fletcher at All Out, JJ.
Yeah, no question.
Of course, Swerve Strickland teaming with him and Adam Page for one night only, they said, following last week's collision after Swerve Strickland basically announced he's back in his house. Might already be evicted from it before he even gets sailed back in his warm comfort. Hesitation dropkick in the corner by Shibata to him and Adam Page. Right now, our main events to the kind of night: AEW Men's World Championship, Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston, first time one-on-one encounter. Good God! Power personified by Powerhouse Hobbs in that deadlift power slam, follow PK. And the odds working like a well-oiled machine here, JJ.
It's what they are. I mean, there's always going to be that tension there between Hangman and Swerve. They may be able to agree to disagree for a time, but the ops are a cohesive machine.
Yeah, about to say, we don't know the condition of Swerve since he got taken out in the Timeskeepers area. And Safet with a shout out to listening to the Spaces this past Monday and thought that it was good. Thank you again, always, for your support. Sandy, of course, keeping up with the conversation as well as you all can using hashtag AEW Dynamite as Prince Nana on the apron. What the hell are you thinking, man? That's not a smart move, Nana. About to say, though. Oh! Swerve comes in with a high boot. Rocket Hobbs, who looked like maybe he was going for his own buckshot lariat. And now Swerve, hey, man! Opposite stereo, tope suicidas. Now Hangman returning Hobbs in the ring and Swerve returning Shibata back in the ring. All four men back inside. Hangman sends Hobbs over to the outside. Get a tornado tag, folks. Anyone can get a pinfall submission inside the ring. Referee Mike Posey, by the way, for this contest. Shibata with the follow-up. Swerve meeting him, though. Nice arm drag takeover. And the brainbuster, perhaps. Went for a good scouting by Shibata. Single leg boot to the wrestler by the former AEW Men's World Champion, who calls himself the most dangerous man in AEW. Jury is out whether he or Heyman's more dangerous. Both men, though, that's a lethal combination. And Swerve popping off that corner with the elbow strike, and I don't understand this. I don't understand y'all and your pop culture things. I don't understand that. I don't. I think, what did my friend King call that? Gritty? I don't know. Shout out to my friend King H, fan of ATW. And Swerve might be looking to make a house call. Whose house? And Hobbs says, not your house. Or not to my house. Right, Swerve out to
Hobbs
the floor.
says your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Do-do-do. Browse Hobbs. And Swerve on one side. Big cowboy boot. Buckshot counter by Shibata. Oh, the low blow. Now going for the Jujikatami cross arm breaker. Sidestep, though, by Swerve to Hobbs, and still ring steps. Heyman in a world of trouble, though. Swerve, though, now going up to the top rope. Uh-oh, Shibata may not be able to go the whole. It's a Swerve stop. Jeez, Shibata saw it coming, but was unable to let go of the wrist lock and took the full extent of that Swerve stomp. All four men down right now. Is at a reset here. Prince Nana and the AEW faithful willing on these four combatants in this this tornado tag match. Well, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, Atlanta, I don't know how many hours away it is from Texas, but no different conversation. And all four men staggering back up to their feet here. Powerhouse Hobbs and literally Katsuyori Shibata doing the work, courtesy of Samoa Joe, neutralizing two of the most dangerous targets towards the AEW Men's World Championship here. Swerve and Hangman, Hobbs and Shibata just throwing down. Sidestep. Oh, no! Hobbs just ran through Shibata. The elbow strikes connect by Hangman and Swerve. The Irish whip and Hangman. What the hell is this? Hangman. Far away throw and Swerve. 450! Wipes out Shibata. Swing and miss by Hobbs. Clubbing elbow to the back. Rolling through with the flatliner. Drives down Hobbs. Man. The guys tell the story of the rivalry of AEW the last 2 years. A Joker to their Batman. Those stairs say a whole lot, JJ. And Hobbs right now asking for both Swerve and Hangman. Both men slipping out, hooking Hobbs, and uh-oh. And Hobbs, down for the table! I didn't even know that table was set up on the outside. Meanwhile, Hangman caught and loaded. Buck shot lariat! And I don't think they're done as the saloon doors are welcoming in new company house call connects to Shibata. Swerve Strickland the cover and Swerve him with the win. Wow, that's a statement. Hangman and Page and Swerve Strickland may be together for one night only, but send a very emphatic message to the men's AEW World Champion in this ongoing story. As you see Josh Alexander watching on from the back, he'll be taking on Swerve Strickland for the first time ever one-on-one, sticking his claim to be the man to challenge for the men's AEW World Championship. And of course, you see now you can actually get that new soundtrack of Swerve Strickland on Spotify and Apple Music today. I have to go backstage with Don Callis.
Somehow,
for my money.
This is yours, and possession is 9/10 of the law, but it's not.
Yeah.
You see, I have.
You see, I am prepared
To drag you through the courts and put you in the poorhouse to get my money back. But I would much rather get my pound of flesh. I have got all the best athletes. I've got to catch them.
I mean, again, he really does have all the best athletes, if we're being perfectly honest. To JJ's point. Manchester.
And in Manchester,
Yeah.
let me get my pound of flesh and let's go 3-on-3. My man against you and a partner. Winner gets the $1 million. If your blow is set.
Oh. Don Callis with $1 million challenge as the Continental Classic continues this commercial break for television. Well, that's a statement and a very pricey one. I don't believe in gambling, but $1 million, even under freaking the foreign exchange rates, that's bonkers. Now, it does make me wonder, though, who could be the partner at Cesaro, and of course, talk about the Armors Don Callis family. Let's see. Josh Alexander taking on Swerve Strickland 1-1. He's out. Of course, Josh was the one that helped the Young Bucks win against Kenny Omega at Jurassic Express at Full Gear before the Young Bucks had a change of heart, whatever you want to call that. I do wonder who they could get as a partner. It seems too obvious to be that. I'm thinking. I mean, the Don Callis family, they're the enemy of the AEW roster. But we are going to Cardiff Wells across the pond, bruv. So it does make me wonder. I'll figure more about it later. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the comments here real quick while JJ might also be thinking about something else, whether it's Statlander versus Blank or whether it's the Don Callis family $1 million bankrupt that might happen here. There's an interesting to see Shibata's fingers taped up. Curious as to why, unless he makes a stronger grip. Barely saw him tape one, not two fingers, like most wrestlers have done. Well, for all we know, he might have a bad finger. At least he's not making an excuse. Well, anyway. Hi, JJ. What's on your mind, man?
Nothing much.
That's not a bad thing. We're just chilling here on Dynamite. He finally cooled off after, again, to bring people up to speed so far, we crowned our inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. It was the Babes of Wrath. Willow, Nightingale, and Harley Cameron beat Timeless, Toni Storm, and Mina Shirakawa. We also saw in Continental Classic action, Jungle Jack Perry take on Ray. Just leave that there for a moment. Just leave that there. Yes! 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 I'm very happy. Yes! Congratulations. That's women's professional wrestling, damn it. That's women's tag team wrestling. Good start. Don't fuck it up. Don't invent the wheel 7 times and expect it to be better. Anyway, no, it's not a different conversation. As you all heard on last week's shenanigans, that was quite a prime topic of conversation. So please, if you haven't already, go back and rewatch that with me and a gaggle of fools as I had to moderate the madness once again. I don't know why it's becoming more of a regular thing for me. This is becoming a bit more ridiculous. That's not my shtick.
Between work and the occasional times when I spoil myself.
Which you should.
Shit happens, bro.
I'm messing with you. I know that. Lord knows I'm the hardest working man not named Walter Cruz or JJ Williams in this freaking gaggle of fools, put it politely. Anyway,
And if you really want to make Noah regret life's decisions.
Oh, bloody hell. Why you do this? Why you do this? People are spending too much money on the next Nintendo Switch or spending the most latest toys for their children to go into Walmart or Target the next day in the return line. They don't have the money for that. They got to worry about spending $20 on a freaking Christmas ham. They don't got money for that. Come on now. Stop it. Seriously. Stop it.
You know, Noah.
My small stoke is talking absolutely nonsense. Continue.
This is the fourth one we've done of these. You know, the more you fight it, the more they turn out in droves.
Nah, it's just Dominguez says, and eventually their wallet has to run dry. Dominguez says, you spend your money on John Cena's last match. Stay in your lane. Focus on your education, Arlene. Emmanuel, you're about to get chocolates up the ass after your freaking tomfoolery, all right? You ain't doing nothing. Stop that! What the hell? So it sounds like Small Stoke just decided that FTR will defend the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Bang Bang Gang.
But you will be able to declare that you're going to be at the back of the line and the back of the
You're ready to declare back of the line. That division. Why does Stoke look like he's homeless? Top guy's out. Well, apparently, I guess we got our follow-up match. Meanwhile, round one, player one, fight! Time for
Did he say when it's going to be? Was that going to be Saturday in Cardiff, or is it going to be at Holiday Bash?
I'm pretty sure, because that's the only date they're literally doing across the pond. I think this Saturday, we just got our main event for the AEW Tag Team Championships. I think it is going to be, graphic yet to be showing up. FTR versus Bang Bang Gang, Austin Gunn and Rock Hard, Juice Robinson for the AEW Tag Team Championships. In the meantime, it is time for our semi-main in the Continental Classic Gold League action for the night, with the Protostar Kyle Fletcher looking to send only the block of the entire field against Speedball Mike Bailey for the first time ever. And of course, with winning the Continental Classic comes with the Continental Championship, currently held by Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, the man that the Protostar beat in his first match in this year's tournament.
Yeah, because Holiday Bash is in Manchester.
Oh, so maybe
both shows are going to be across the pond.
Okay,
and that is a 3-hour Dynamite. It's a Dynamite Collision special.
That might make more sense as we go to Renee Paquette to hype up this big fight. I love the sports-centric feel. Saying it's do or die for him. As Kyle Fletcher has no lack of confidence. Thank you for that, Renee Paquette. And Kyle Fletcher, former TNT champion, said that by the end of this, you will say my full name. Testing the friendships of the Don Callis family that he thinks he has with Okada and Takeshita, looking to win his first Continental Classic. Remember, Kyle Fletcher in last year's, folks, made it to the semifinals. He lost to Will Ospreay, but he won his block prior. Bell reigns were underway. Referee for this contest, Rick Knox. For once, not for a Young Bucks match.
And thankfully, Ospreay isn't in it this year, so that you would figure has to give Fletcher a better advantage.
Do you think Will Ospreay was the only obstacle that truly held Kyle Fletcher down from winning the Continental Classic? You think if someone else was in that spot, he would have won last year, despite the fact he would have been taking on the Rainmaker?
I don't know. I mean, at least we would have gotten him to the finals. Like, you know, Fletcher hasn't lost a match so far here. So
yeah,
one would assume, and I know when you assume you make an ass out of you and me, but one would assume that if he made it to the semis and only lost to Ospreay, if Ospreay wasn't there, then he may have made it to the finals.
And Speedball Mike Bailey is also in the same block as his Jet Speed partner, Kevin Knight, and Speedball currently has 0 points. Again, folks, the rules are a 20-minute time limit, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for a loss. Everyone's banned from ringside. If anyone gets involved, they are fired from AEW. There you see the standings on the bottom of your screen, by the way, for the Gold League. Kyle Fletcher right now is tied with Kazuchika Okada at 6, but winning this would put him at the top of the block and the top of the field. while Kevin Knight's at 3, and Speedball Mike Bailey is at 0 with Jungle Jet Perry, while the Bastard is also at 3 points. Speedball could play spoiler here on Kyle Fletcher's run right now. And honestly, this might be a no-lose situation for Speedball. Nice takeover, but the shoulder's not down. Great position by Rick Knox. There's a cover for a 1 count. Reversal with the crucifix. Gets a 1 count there as both men try position. And of course, the Blue League, and those get Keshka, is at the top at 6 cover. 2, and tied with Claire at 6, Mascara Dorada, John Moxley, Orange Cassidy at 3, Roderick Strong at 0 as Kyle Fletcher looks to reset. Kyle Fletcher so far seems very composed, cool under pressure here, as he should be.
Killing the momentum of Speedball Mike Bailey as well.
It's a smart strategy because as soon as your opponent has the freaking driver pole position, you want to make sure you find a way to overtake that or defuse it. And the fact that Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey have only wrestled 1 other time in their respective careers really goes to show the rarity of these 2 incredible athletes. The last time Speedball Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher wrestled each other, folks, was Rev Pro in 2018. And of course, we've seen the evolution of the Proto Star, and of course, the rise of Speedball Mike Bailey, one of the best wrestlers to come across the border from Canada, bringing total nonstop action and lightning fast, furious offense here across the entire wrestling scene before signing to AEW. Get to the midsection by Kyle Fletcher, pointing the elbow to the spine. Of course, Kyle Fletcher, who literally last year joining the Don Callis family at Wrestle Dream and betraying Will Ospreay, saying, "I am nothing like you." I would argue, JJ, Kyle Fletcher's been one of the biggest breakout stars this year in AEW, if not the wrestling business.
100%. That's why he was nominated this year for the Simply Reliable Studios of the Year awards.
And Stan, nice moonsault, speedball with a black belt, of course, in karate. And in MMA, nice kip up there by Speedball Mike Bailey. The only man I know that can sport bullets here. And Speedball to the inside, man! Driving Kyle Fletcher on the floor with that explosive runner. Speedball Mike Bailey going up to the top rope, and Kyle Fletcher caught off guard here. It's Kyle Fletcher, might be unaware where Speedball is. High cross body, catching him out of midair. Swing him around there, tilt him with a backbreaker. Half nuts and bomb. Driving Speedball Mike Bailey down. Good grief. 7 years makes a huge difference, folks. Take a look at the replay here, JJ. What a freaking counter move by Kyle Fletcher. Double combo. Like a catatonic off the backbreaker. And Kyle Fletcher right now in full control once again. The Proto Star, former Ring of Honor World Television Champion as well. And Kyle Fletcher again could literally command the entire league, let alone the block, if he wins here tonight and possibly eliminate Speedball Mike Bailey. It's the barefoot up now out of this second rope. This will drop kick. Kyle Fletcher sent up and over. Speedball slow to fall up though. Damage done. Speed versus literally technical prowess here might be the tail of the tape, or just the endurance and intensity. Velocity versus intensity might be the tail of the match here. Nice round kick by Speedball. And now Speedball looking for the shooting star, but Kyle gets out of the way. Now Kyle, look at the Speedball, look for the brain buster, pointing the knee to the head. Side step, Speedball to the outside. Kyle Fletcher falls through, low bridge to the outside. And Speedball right now looking off the second rope. Oh, man! Incredible aerial offense with the corkscrew moonsault. Outside moonsault, Speedball Mike Bailey in firm control. Take out the replay here, JJ. I thought it was just going to do a standard moonsault, extra torque with the outside variation. Right now, Speedball Mike Bailey needs to bring Kyle Fletcher back inside the ring. I would dare say no one wants a count-out win in this thing.
No.
We're going to focus the attacker. And again, Kyle Fletcher going to the outside, creating distance. Speedball, though, looking to be in hot pursuit. Needs to be cautious there. Oh, God. Caught with a front kick. And now Kyle, what the hell? Oh, no. Looking for the brainbuster, possibly on the top of the barricade. Speedball fighting for everything he's worth. Now hoisting Kyle Fletcher. That's the knee. And right now, Kyle Fletcher literally hung across the barricade. And I sense disaster. That's a very, very tightrope walk. Now Speedball might barely. And Kyle picking the foot. There was no way with Speedball looking for those Revolution knees on the freaking barricade. You kidding me? Look at that knee drop. Kyle Fletcher, though. Oh, dear God. Hoisting up Speedball. The knuckle driver on the barricade to the lower Lombard. Is Speedball might barely on the point of no return. Stay tuned as this match continues. Fuck television. Jesus, that looked nasty. Go on. Anytime I see a Michinoku driver on a weapon type spot, I'm just like, nope. I don't even think he landed on his head. That was on his shoulder or his side. That was awkward landing.
Awkward indeed.
As we got a commercial break here. Again, just to bring people up to speed, JJ, you look at the tail of the tape here. If Speedball might barely loses, he would be at a 0-2 deficit, same as Jungle Jet Perry. Not necessarily eliminated, but when you're pretty much at 0-2 in this thing, you pretty much are in a no-lose situation.
Yeah.
And like Kyle Fletcher won last year's block. He was in the Blue League, by the way. Kyle Fletcher has a chance now to not only ascend to the top of his block, he has a chance to ascend past everybody right now in the Continental Classic to 9 points. That's a good spot to be in, considering Kyle Fletcher, after this, will only have 2 matches left. He would go into this so far, JJ, without a 0, unblemished.
Mm-hmm. And with his opponents left being Pac and Jack Perry, like, things look really good for him.
Put that in perspective.
No disrespect to the other 2 competitors. I don't want to take anything away from them.
Right.
But the hardest competition he may meet going forward is the bastard Pac.
Bastard versus a freaking genetic freak of his own velocity. Two velocity freaks. I'm for it. I'm for it. I want to see that. I can't wait for that match. I'm for it. And of course, Kazuchika Okada, the only ones that he have left, as we know, is Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. And Speedball he already beat earlier this year at Double or Nothing when he defended the Continental Championship. So he knows how to beat Speedball.
Again, should be easy victories for Okada in Kevin Knight and Speedball.
Well, you say easy, but everything in this Continental Classic is earned, JJ. I wouldn't consider any match easy. Just saying.
I'm just saying, when you look at the caliber of opponents, I feel like Okada's had his hardest matches.
You think Okada's already had his hardest matches, really? No.
Yeah, with Speedball and Kevin Knight, all that's left?
Yes.
Those should be cakewalks for Okada.
Well, again, he does have victories over both, but it only takes 3 seconds. You've said that for Bam about this business. His cockiness, your confidence in him might be what literally cost him here. And truth be told, he may not, lose his spot, but if I'm Okada, would I not want to be the front runner versus the runner-up? As we go back inside here, 3 points on the line. Kyle Fletcher, Speedball Mike Bailey on the apron. Gold League action continues here in the 3rd annual Continental Classic with a Continental Championship on the line. Previous champions, the inaugural Eddie Kingston, and reigning defending champion this year, Kazuchika Okada. Speedball and Kyle Fletcher again. Take a look at the replay here, JJ. Watch the way Speedball lands. Jeez! On his lower lumbar. There you see the bruising. Oh, my Lord. The physicality being shown here on the bodies. As we go to commercial action here, Poison around the outside, took the Protos up and over on his head, looking for another half-and-half suplex on the apron, drop down. Now Speedball, Well, I've seen this before, and Kyle Fletcher does not want to be in that position, I assure you. On the ring apron, Speedball, Revolution knees! And of course, the apron, the hardest part of the ring where wood meets steel, braced literally with a human body, crushed with another human body on top of the full force of those knees. in the sternum of Kyle Fletcher, JJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's worse than getting body slammed there. He basically got compressed. And he couldn't be compressed any flatter if you wanted him to be.
That's crazy.
The wind's taken out of the Proto Star. And again, the velocity of Speedball My Belly with that Revolution knee drop there. But again, damage done to lower back. You see Speedball favoring the small of his spine. Oh! Barefoot in the corner. For those that don't know, Speedball My Belly wrestles barefooted. Punching him with that boot. Now looking for the Flamingo driver. Of course, that led him to win the Estrogen Championship against Trey Miguel in a successful defense at Against All Odds literally a couple years ago. And now going up to the top rope. Kyle Fletcher and Speedball. And taking over the friggin' Steiner. And now Speedball might be looking with Fletcher down in the drop zone. Possibly for his ace in the hole as he wears Latro gear. Squaring up Speedball for the shooting. Oh, man. Caught knees in the forehead. Excuse me. Boots to the feet to the forehead. And now Fletcher launching Speedball in the corner. Fletcher won't stay off the attack. Liger bomb. Cover. 2. No.
Damn it.
Yeah, how's that for your easy victory? And right now, again, unable to pick up Speedball. That might have just been a burst of adrenaline there, JJ. I'm about to say, Kyle Fletcher has to recover from what Speedball did him earlier on the apron. Again, look at this Liger bomb, or as you all might know it as, last ride. Hiked him up, sit out, lays over the shoulders, Speedball kicked out. The fans coming unglued right now for this match. And resiliency of Speedball My Belly, but the animosity and the furious nature of Kyle Fletcher might be Speedball's downfall, just driving his boots in the side of the head and throat. Good Lord. How frustrated is Kyle Fletcher that Speedball was not put away by that?
Probably very frustrated.
Again, JJ.
Looks like we're getting the semifinals and the finals at World's End.
Just like last year, again, the top of the Gold League will face the run-up of the Blue League. The top of the Blue League will face the run-up of the Gold League. The winner of those two matches will be our finals the same night to crown this year's winner and Continental Champion. And now Kyle Fletcher and Speedball My Belly in a test of spirits with these knife-edge chops, welcoming in this offense and punishment. Intestinal fortitude right now is being determined. Or for my Mortal Kombat fans, test your might. Oh, Jesus! Saw the sweat fly off Kyle Fletcher's chest. And Speedball presenting himself to Kyle Fletcher. Oh, boy. Went for the kick. Oh, Speedball miscounted. Matrix. Single boot. Don't blink, JJ. Half and half. And now Kyle Fletcher, the follow-up. Speedball. Oh, God! Standing man fly cover. 2. No! Oh, damn. Speedball fought again before the PK. Kyle Fletcher. Whoop. Dodge the moonsault. Sweep the leg. Denied. Kyle Fletcher. Hooking up Speedball. Speedball lands on his feet. Does sweep the clothesline. Now Speedball. Crucifix. No counter. Deep roll up. Kyle rolls through though. Hooking Speedball. Goozling him. And what the hell? Eye to eye. Pop up. Went for the run up. The strip of Kyle Fletcher. Oh! Reverse Rana! Reverse Rana! Hook up. Single leg. And a 2 count again. Oh, PK. And Speedball. Another Revolution knee drop. I love Speedball My Belly matches. Oh! Head kick to the side of the head. Is there enough to get the first 3? Kick out 2.5.
Nope.
Fletcher's resilience on display now. Neither of these men want to get anything less than a win. Right now, Speedball scouting Kyle Fletcher, possibly for a time adventure, and connects. Sits in the cover to Spingo. Fletcher remains still undefeated Continental Classic for the time being. The thing is, though, Speedball Mike Bailey was covering the right side. He had no body weight on the left shoulder, and that's what Kyle Fletcher used to kick out of that cover. Body disposition, JJ. Might have cost Speedball there. And now Speedball scouting Kyle for the second kick. And runs into a super kick. Or Rosa super kick. Jeez. And now Kyle. Oh, runs into a super kick by Speedball. Roundhouse kick connects again. Rocks the pro star of the corner. Tornado kick follow up connects to Kyle Fletcher. And now Speedball up to the second rope. Scouting Kyle for ultimate weapon. Bailey with the cover. 2. No. You have to be fucking kidding me. What a freaking... I knew it was going to be the most competitive match of the night. The will to survive. To preserve your undefeated streak you lost last year. And the fans are on their feet, and rightfully so. This is professional wrestling, damn it. Take a look at this, JJ. Watch the landing. He crushed Kyle with that. Hook of the far leg, back press, and somehow Kyle got the shoulder up. And right now, Speedball Mike Bailey scouting Kyle on the floor, possibly looking for another Revolution knee drop. Oh, no. And crashes on the mat. Now Kyle, apron power bomb. Against the apron, the hardest part of the ring. Now Kyle Fletcher again in hot pursuit. Running again with a flying kick. And it might be it here with a Brave Buster. Cover 2 and cut. No. What? What? We gotta be near the 20-minute silence. Someone get a stopwatch for me. How the fuck is Speedball still in this? Speedball somehow refusing to die as well as not had his help bar reach 0%. And now Kyle is out of the corner. Sends a flip problem. Kyle Fletcher holding on the turnbuckle, unable to. Powerbomb, roll through reversal. Speedball with the cover too. And Kyle kicks out. Breaks free. Both men looking for that first strike. Both men connect. Open palm strike. Watch out, lariat. From Fletcher. Looking out Speedball again. Looking for the Pro Star Brainbuster. Speedball counter. Looking for wrist control. Oh, wait a minute.
Holy shit.
Cover. Speedball wins. Speedball wins. Speedball wins. Holy shit. Speedball got him. Unbelievable. A straight jacket. Counter roll up. Packaging Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey just put up his first 3 points in the Cutout Classic. Whoa. JJ, Kyle Fletcher looks as stunned as you. Incredible. There you see it, folks. Kolkata and Kyle are tied at 6 with 2 matches left, and Speedball joins the field at 3. Everybody except Jungle Jack Perry. What an incredible fucking match. That's professional wrestling, damn it. Holy hell. And this is why I love this business. Kyle Fletcher caught off guard for a split second, and Speedball capitalized. Have to go backstage with him and Page with Renee Paquette after that remarkable match. Whew. Staying hell for your team with Strickland. What is next for him? What's next for me? The All Elite Wrestling Men's World Championship. John, I'll be watching tonight. Regardless. Tonight at World's End. I'm coming for you. And I'm coming for the World Championship. Whoa. Our main event up next on time after this commercial break. Fuck television. Okay, first off, JJ, you know what I do when I reach a certain level of passion that gives me an out-of-body experience, right?
Yes.
If you will, indulge in me, people. Kyle Fletcher, Speedball My Belly, Continental Classic, 2025, Gold League action. If y'all know what I'm about to say, type it along me in the chat. Simply put, that's perfection of wrestling! Damn it! Oh my god, what a fucking match! Wow! Okay, I'm good now. I'm good. Man, damn! That gave me much more than I expected. And Speedball got the win. What you got to say out of that?
Made me eat my words.
I love when you are eating crow. Damn it!
I know you do.
That was so fucking good. And a freaking straight jagged trap roll up, by the way. That was very smart. Cross jagged the arms, rolling up Kyle and putting his body over the legs. Kyle had nowhere to go. Incredible. All right. And Safed also saying, what a fucking match the night. And thank you, Safed, for also, of course, echoing the simple man's glance. Again, buy the shirt. Don't support me. Support my friends. Buy the shirt today. I don't market myself. I'm in it for professional wrestling. I do not matter. The business does. Damn it. Simply put. Fletcher's still the leader. There'll be a tiebreaker of Okada. That's a very good point, Sandy. As again, JJ, I told you tiebreakers can matter. We know that Kyle Fletcher still has Kevin Knight with a win. But Okada still has to face Kevin Knight. Those tiebreakers come into play based on the later match results. As you talked about Okada, he has Speedball Mike Bailey and he has Kevin Knight left. He is tied with Kyle Fletcher at 6 as Speedball joins the field of 3. Both Kyle and Okada have 2 matches left, as Kyle, of course, has the Bastard Pac and Jungle Jack Perry. So they're very much tiebreaker scenarios to come into play here where, honestly, thanks to that win, everyone is still alive in the Gold League. I love that type of shit. Oh, man. And of course, we prepare for our main event. Let me again thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Again, you all make this possible for the passion to persist. This is why I love doing the shit and why I love covering all things professional wrestling, damn it. Again, hope that you all enjoyed our coverage. Hope you all stay tuned and follow along with us the entire week for the events that are ahead, including the 2 AEW Collision winners coming, John Cena's last match, Saturday night's main event, also exhibition show in the future, as well as our Saturday shenanigans. As we get ready now, oh, wait a minute, go backstage with Young Bucks, who are now a little bit richer. They answer to Don Kyle's $1 million challenge, and you might get your official card for this Saturday's AEW Collision winner is coming. A tag team partner. Is it? Huh? Point. Ah! That dinosaur's smarter than I thought. The Young Bucks knocking on Kenny Omega's locker room. Oh, hello, Kenny. How are you? We'll do this one more time.
You're right. That's a lot of money.
I mean, Kenny Omega, you can do a lot with that money. I'm just saying.
I don't want money. It's about Don Callis and his family.
I want money.
No.
But Don Callis and his family.
Next week, simple as that. The elite.
Hey, simple as that. I love it.
So, tune in. Be there.
I mean, hey, if Kenny Omega can bankrupt Don Callis, that's a Christmas gift for him.
Goodbye.
Oh. All right. Mwah. And good night. Bang. Well, it sounds like the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks are back together for one night only. Will there be peace once they're done? Looks like we got our next match for AEW Collision winner is coming as we get ready now for our main event tonight. Justin Roberts, take it away. It's main event time on Dynamite.
And they did say that'll be in Manchester, so that'll be Holiday Bash.
All right, well, thank you for that. But we know tonight we're in Atlanta, Georgia, JJ, and this is our main event. We just saw a fight of intensity and velocity. Now we're about to see some real men taking it for the AEW Men's World Championship. Or at least one man is real, the other one in question by the challenger. Here comes Eddie Kingston, inaugural AEW Continental Classic champion. Since coming back from injury 18 months later, currently 4-0 in singles action, including a singles win over Katsuyori Shibata. The AEW World Championship for him is about leading the young generation down the right path, do the right thing, do the way things are supposed to be, because he cares about AEW that damn much. He hated that he had to say it, but he's guilty of it, and he admitted it. Imagine Eddie Kingston winning that strap tonight. What the world would that mean to that man? But that's a big if, considering who's on the opposite side of that marquee, JJ.
Yep.
And of course, escorted, talking about the young generation, Samoa Joe being escorted by Hook. Of course, Samoa Joe is also still 1/3 of the AEW World Trios champions. Now, a two-time AEW World Champion, as we heard him and Page, has called out the champion for a rematch at World's End, whether or not Samoa Joe or Eddie Kingston. And of course, you could talk all night about Samoa Joe when it comes to how real this man's been in the business, JJ.
And no question, going back to the early 2000s in Southern California.
California. Of course, Orange County, California. I mean, I do get Eddie Kingston's point about leading by example, but Samoa Joe has been a guy leading by example, whether you agree with it or not. 46 years of age, 26 years in the game. There you, of course, see the AEW Men's World Championship that is on the line tonight. Former Mr. TNA, former Mr. ROH, now the face of AEW for the second time. Bell rings are underway. Senior official Paul Turner for this first ever one-on-one contest. Eddie Kingston talking about Samoa Joe's incredible run as Ring of Honor World Champion that encouraged him to go into this business. Looked at him as a role model, JJ.
You mentioned Mr. TNA, Mr. ROH, but you forgot Mr. Standing Ringside in a yellow poncho.
Well, we don't talk about that for reasons, but also he was Mr. NXT for a duration too. My NXT! But we got two in-ring veterans, regardless how you cut the slab across this. By the way, folks, this is their third one-on-one encounter. The first time they faced each other was 2007 in FSM. The second time they faced each other was the same year in PWS Revelation. They have shared the ring before, though, in AAW in a three-way eliminator, and they also first met inside the Cage of Death in Ring of Honor in 2006. Of course, on opposite sides, Team CCW, Eddie Kingston. Team ROH was Samoa Joe and company. And Hook being ejected from ringside by Paul Turner, caught red-handed. That wasn't smart, idiot. Again, AEW World Championship matches, folks, have a 60-minute tournament. We will stay with you the entire duration of this match, because I guarantee we're going in overtime. It's all about these two men. As again, AEW Dynamite is trending on the X. And of course, you can be part of the conversation. Hashtag AEW winner is coming. Speedball and Fletcher, hell of a match. Continental Classic is such a beauty to watch men. Yeah, I gotta agree about that. This crowd, y'all, this crowd's been on fire tonight. This has been a hell of a great crowd, by the way, too. Atlanta, Georgia, you came out and showed out. Good on you. And right now, Samoa Joe getting the better of Kingston here. And again, you see Samoa Joe just squaring up, JJ, waiting for Eddie Kingston to just get up to his feet just to knock him back down with a straight jab. And this is the methodical, dangerous, lethal approach of the Samoan submission machine. Oh, jeez. Point of the elbow to the top of the head of Kingston, crowning him in a whole different way. Good Lord. I feel like Eddie Kingston right now doesn't even know where he is. He's just literally fighting on instinct. As he said, this is where I literally find my peace inside the squared circle. And Kingston right now, who tried to just get the better of Samoa Joe with a stiff shot, and Joe with a stiff knee to the midsection. As Joe's just literally exercising his will against his challenger. But we also see that Kingston rise when we think he couldn't, especially here in AEW. Oh, nice bulldog, Samoa Joe. This main event match, Eddie Kingston is looking to win the big one for the first time ever. We'll continue. Wrestling Quiet, picture of full commercial break. Fuck television. Eddie Kingston, by the way, folks, is 43 years of age, been involved 23 years in the game. And ironically enough, he was also assistantly trained by Kevin Knight. Of course, Samoa Joe, his accolades are as old as time itself outside the poncho that JJ wanted to bring up. Former Ring of Honor World Champion for 645 days. And of course, we are pure champion for 112 days. The man that redefined what the X division was. Talking about how it's a division of no limits, of course. Former 5-time X division champion, JJ.
Yep. One of the best trilogies in wrestling during that 600 plus ROH reign.
And of course, former GHC Tag Team Champion alongside Magnus. You all know him, of course, better as who you now hear on commentary, of course, Nigel McGuinness. Former Ring of Honor Television Champion, the longest reigning Ring of Honor Television Champion in this company's history at 574 days. Former Ring of Honor Pure Champion as well. And as I talked about earlier, now current 2 WWE Men's World Champion, where again, the first time he won, ironically enough, was at World's End. Imagine this year being his end at World's End if it's the Hangman or somebody else. Just saying. For those that follow AEW history like me.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm better than you and you know it. Anyway, that being said, because my name, I'm not doing that shtick. I'm not that. Anyway, although my name does have the same amount of syllables to a degree as our favorite scumbag, but that's a whole different conversation. Again, folks, as we talked about earlier, JJ did point out this weekend is AEW Winter is Coming Collision. We know we got Julia Hart and Sky Blue Sister Sin taking on Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander, and Mark Briscoe defending TNT tournament against Derek Garcia, as well as Samoa Joe versus Strickland. As we had Holiday Bash, and $1 Million Trios match will be on the line, as of course we have the Elite for one night only, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, thanks to Luchasaurus pointing out the right person. Taking on Don Kyle's fan for $1 million. As well as it sounds like FTR defending the World Tag Team Championships against the Bang Bang Gang. Of course, Rock Hodgers, Robinson Austin Gunn, who previously beat them before they got the titles. In fact, they were FTR's last loss. So a lot of things coming ahead here as Winter is Coming continues while the holiday season continues to draw closer and closer and the true winter season approaches even more. And of course, we'll get more Blue League action in the Continental Classic. As you see the Blue League right now, Kenoza Takeshita and Clio tied at 6, Moxley at 3, Mascara Orange Cassidy at 3, Roderick Strong 0. But we just saw tonight a hell of a WTF when Speedball Mike Bailey beat Kyle Fletcher. And welcome back here again. The winner is Coming. Capacity crowd on hand for the AEW World Championship main event here tonight at AEW Dynamite. Been enough about a freaking slugfest. And what do you expect from a man that's been a brawler his whole career? Oh, an elbow literally the heart of Kingston. Notice the heavy bandaged right arm, by the way. The left arm, though, by the way, JJ. The heavy bandaged elbow from the wars with Heyman and Page. I think Kingston just jacked Samoa Joe's jaw there with that uppercut. Of course, Champion's advantage. Tiger only his hands. We have pinfall or submission inside the ring. Again, Kyle Fletcher lost to people Mike Bailey. We saw Kazuchika Okada beat Jungle Jack Perry. And we saw the Bears of Rap beat the Thomas Love Bombs to become the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. And now we have our main event here with Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston for the AEW Men's World Championship. And a hell of a night once again on Wednesday night. Now Eddie Kingston going up and down right now, attacking in the midsection. Samoa Joe being oh my Lord, can he survive this blizzard? Oh God.
Speaking of blizzards, just announced Claudio Castagnoli versus Takeshita for the Blue League this Saturday at Collision Winter is Coming.
And of course, as I talked about, both men tied at 6, we could finally get a league leader in this entire thing. How the hell did Eddie Kingston survive that onslaught and knock Samoa Joe down is beyond me. That was ridiculous. Somehow Eddie Kingston right now might literally be only fueled by the chance of the AEW faithful that have followed him on this journey of self-discovery. And right now, Eddie Kingston, sit down! Golly! Vicious Shiranagi out the corner. Talk about the untapped potential of Eddie Kingston. Bryan Danielson and Phil Brooks are admitted to that. Eddie Kingston been proving all the dollars won, though, during his AEW career. Former Ring of Honor World Champion and inaugural Continental Classic Champion. Bang! The man to win, of course, the Triple Crown here in North America. And Samoa Joe again just hammering his way with the challenger in the corner, driving his boot. A little bit of face wash there. The humiliation with that move, seriously, versus the destruction of the epidermis. And now Samoa Joe running through Kingston with the boots. Through the ropes. Good grief. Across the bridge of the nose, it looks like. You see it right now. Of course, Eddie Kingston once did have a fractured orbital bone. The flat of the boot across the face of Eddie Kingston right there. Both mental and physical in that move. Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston again, slow to stir. And Samoa Joe again, slow to fall. Eddie Kingston right now just trying to hit anything that moves. And Joe just teeing off, picking his spots here. Fans, of course, loving this right now, trying to wheel Eddie Kingston in this. Who wants to, again, lead by example, teach the young generation what it means to do things right. That's saying something considering Eddie Kingston's career.
Right. Eddie Kingston's been the antithesis of doing things right.
Well, if nothing else, JJ, there's another R word that defines Eddie Kingston his whole life, whether you agree with it or not, and that is real. You may not like it, you may not agree with it, but whatever Eddie Kingston's done, he's kept true to himself.
I'll give him that.
Samoa Joe again, staggered, still stands on his feet. Eddie Kingston running through him again with the lariat. Now staggering the AEW Men's World Champion. And watch out! Power slam on Samoa Joe. Counter kick on two. Damn. It's almost like Joe was playing possum there, JJ. Good grief. The torque on that. It keeps up Samoa Joe on the way they just pop for that power slam. She's the Viper, Randy Orton. It's amazing how much Samoa Joe moves so fluently still in his career. A man his size should not move that quickly, JJ, or be able to react that quickly, in my opinion.
Traditionally, no, but when it comes to professional wrestling, you've got to have that endurance.
Samoa Joe has endured for over 25 years. To your point, speaking of 25 years practically, we will see John Cena for the final time in his illustrious career. Saturday Night Saturday's main event, folks. Stay tuned for more on that as he takes on the Ring General, Gunther. Eddie Kingston right now going to those chops, but you see Samoa Joe meeting back with the Kawada kicks to the forehead, dropping Kingston down to his knees. This is a battle of King's Rows if I've ever seen it. And now Samoa Joe off the ropes. Kingston! With exploder, but didn't get all of it. The cover, high angle kick out by Joe at 2.5. Kingston dug down deep for that one, though. Take a look at the landing here. Dropped him right on his head. Shout out to Jun Akiyama, one of his all-time great heroes. Probably looking for that Northern Lights bomb. The front face lock. Up in the shoulders. Oh, God. That by driver. And now Joe. Uh-oh. The STF applied. Step over Toho face lock. Oh, wait. The kid above the... JJ, you saw that solo salute, didn't you? Kingston frees himself from the STF. Yeah, I wonder who that was for. DDT!
Mm-hmm.
That's how I beat Shibata, but Joe rode the outside of the ring. Which means that Kingston can't go for the cover to try and win the AEW Men's World Championship, where Hangman Page looks for the winner at World's End. Samoa Joe, though, might literally be dead weight, literally dropped on his head. And yes, folks, STF, yeah, a salute to the GOAT of sports entertainment. For those that don't know, Samoa Joe and John Cena did share a one-on-one match in a dark match. The high ground, the advantage right now. Eddie Kingston scrambling Samoa Joe for the Hurricane. Joe blocks it. Big headbutt. Samoa Joe was able to scout that. The headbutt blocks the lariat. Eddie Kingston. Cutter! The cutter connects! And Joe right now wobbly. Eddie Kingston. Hurricane again tonight. Samoa Joe. Kakita clutch! Kakita clutch locked in. Body grapevine! Kingston locked in. Nowhere to go! The hand in the forearm. You see the forearm deep underneath the jawline of Eddie Kingston here. But Eddie. Oh, there ain't no choice but to tap out. Night, Kingston. Woof. Tremendous outing by Eddie Kingston. Great heart, but Samoa Joe proves why he is the realest lethal player in this business. Still AEW Men's World Champion, incapacitated Kingston. I think Eddie Kingston got the real Samoa Joe, JJ. Just saying.
Yeah, I think he did.
I don't think he regrets it, but again, Eddie Kingston, unfortunately, denied the AEW Men's World Championship.
And there we go. It is official. The Elite versus the Don Callis family next week at Holiday Bash.
$1 million on the line, and look who's representing it, by the way. Hachishiro, Kazuchika Okada, and Konosuke Takeshita in Manchester, England. And also, Jada, you were right. FTR will also take on the Bang Bang game for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. A special 3-hour Dynamite collision next week on TBS, next week Wednesday night. And we also bring back the Diamond Battle Royale at Holiday Bash.
Almost makes you think that MJF will be there for that because he's the current champion. He's won it every year.
Well, time will tell, but for right now, as we bid you a fine adieu for the American Wrestling JJ Williams, I'm the Seminole Foster. Winter is coming concludes, but winter is just starting for all of us here at Seminole Studios, for all the wrestling content, all of you. Until the next time we see you on the screen, in and out of YouTube or the spaces, thank you so much for tuning in. Make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. And congrats again to the Babes of Rap, the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. JJ, cut the fucking feed. Yes.